I remember when you lame player, hated a player, now the same lame player. They call a player mayor. What you talking that funky, about my face, wearing that monkey. Not that, that might give you life advice. Get some money.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Arizona Cardinals. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25.
Push him back. 94 is the mark. 94 is the mark.
Here's Strong to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down, here's Strong once more. And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority one.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is third down and 6. Here's Murray. This one swung outside to Strong. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Swim.
On the ground with Ward. And a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Strong. And some space here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Murray. And he comes back with one complete.
And the Cardinals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Murray to air it out again. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's McBride. Touchdown! Trey McBride. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Cardinals will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Prescott. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings.
Cooper Kupp,
42 yards.
And the Vikings are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. An extra point by Nagar is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Play action. Now it's Murray. Out to his left. Murray fighting. Lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Marquise Brown, 38 yards. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
After the turnover, here's Murray. Right side caught by Jackson. And they'll get this down to the 10. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. One more time with Strong. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Boys. Out. Easy, quick.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. That's to McBride, and he has it. Touchdown, Cardinals. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Prescott to throw on 4th. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And the Cards are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these all...
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one goes for 30 yards. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Getting in there and finishing the play off was J. Sanders.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your...
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And the Cardinals are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Murray's throw complete there to Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
But you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Check 26, check 26.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Straight ahead is Strong. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On play action, it's Murray. Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
First down, Murray. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Marco Wilson. And the Cards are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Murray now to throw. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Play fake. Murray. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down. They're going for it. Hits Murray. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practice.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Deontay Thompson. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Check it back, check it back. Hey, alert 3. Check 4, check 4.
They'll run with Strong. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Second down, here's Strong once more. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. A final shot before half from Murray. Touchdown, Cardinals! Pierre Strong in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Starting the third quarter with Cook. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Second down, they go right back to Cook. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On third down, it's Prescott. Flushed out right. And complete right side to Cook. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Ooh, with a juke. They find some open field here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Pierre Strong, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Kamu Krujay-Hill getting in there and taking him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Kevin Byard up to make the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Arizona. And even 50 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
Going with Strong on the counter. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Second down, here's Strong once more.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They give it off here to the tight end. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is good.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And that one complete downfield to Kupp. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Play fake. Here's Prescott.
That'll be complete to Cook. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott now.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
On play action, Prescott steps away. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To the air again, Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Cards are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, Forbes. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He's checking. Crash.
Right back to him on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll keep it on the ground. Forbes found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing now is Murray. That's complete to McBride. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment and shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Second down, here's Strong once more. 133 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Strong. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. Down right around the 25. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Murray keeps it himself, and he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Cliff Kingsbury here on 4th down trots out the field goal unit. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally,
left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. First down, Prescott. Open man here, Schwartz, complete. No gain, and it's second down. He caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Now Prescott. Flush, and the pressure gets to him again. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Cards, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.